Okay, press
Right.
that, right?
It's a box. It's a box up there.
Yep.
Yeah. You see that
Mm-hmm.
box? Did you check it?
Yes.
There
Yes.
it is, man.
All
Okay,
right. You hear
people.
me?
Yup, they will be hearing you. You check that box. You
Okay.
are okay,
Yep.
man.
All right.
Thank you, man. I am here today, the new legal, to start up another show live from the streets. And you guys
You know
already
it.
know what that means. That means
Yep.
I have pulled up another comrade out of the Xbox
Yeah.
Live community to be an
Yes,
honored
sir.
guest on Direct Gaming.
And I'm
I love
definitely
live from the
honored.
streets. Thank you,
Yep.
man. I love live from the streets, from the Xbox streets, because
Yes, sir.
it's the one show that really defines me and really makes me go back and think about my humbling beginnings, to where people was inviting me on their shows and giving me a chance to get my voice to be heard. So live from the streets on Direct Gaming is just that. It's my way, the new legal, to give back to those that I feel, hey, have good insight in the Xbox community, know what they're talking about in the Xbox community, have put enough work in these Xbox streets that they got enough credibility by me. I respect them, and I feel like their voice needs to be heard. So, with no further ado, I wanna give a shout out to my man right next to me, old school 1972, and he's in here,
Hey,
and I took a flight from Texas all the way to Jamaica to holler at
New
him.
New York City in the house. What up? What up? What up? What up?
That's it, baby. I went all the way to Jamaica. I scooped him up, and he told me, "Yo, I got a crib in New York. Let's go to New York
Yep.
and go chill." So we got back in my spaceship. We went over there to New York, man, and now we sitting down in New
NYC.
York, man. That's right. We in the NYC, and I'm chilling with my boy, and we're gonna talk some Xbox talk tonight, guys. I'm excited to have him. So I'm gonna be playing Sniper Elite 4, and before we get this show kicking off, I want to
And
make
I'm
sure I
playing
get
Red
all my
Dead.
oh yeah, man, a beautiful game. I want to make
Red Dead
sure
2.
all my settings are good. So let me get this
Yep.
game started up and make sure I get my volumes and stuff down. So give me 1 second, old school.
Yep.
I also want to get a hold of that daggum that Resident Evil 2, man, that demo. I'm gonna definitely be playing that. If I see that thing go install tonight while we're talking, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I'm
Because
not
it's
gonna
really
care,
good.
man.
Yep. Oh,
Okay, I
come
want
on.
to
This
push
guy
that.
keeps shooting me. Damn.
I want to pull that up just a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit that. Full range speakers or TV. I don't care. Let's do it like that. My headsets. I got that Dolby Atmos in. Let's see. The Hallmark stable. I want to kill camera. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's see. Options. This is where I wanted to go. Make sure I get the sound right. Let's see. There we go. Let's pull it down some. Oh, sensitive. Sensitive. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Let me get that. Pull the music down. Okay, there we go. All right, man. So I got that pulled down. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull my display, my overlay. Get my overlay right. Pull it up in the top left corner. And we're gonna get this thing started, man.
Yep.
Go single
Got him.
player. Okay, old school. So we're gonna
Yes,
start this
sir.
up, man. This is live from
Mm-hmm.
the streets, on your ones and twos, the new legal. With my guest tonight, old school 1972. How you living? We're gonna get in here, man, and talk some Xbox talk. And I'm gonna give you the
Yep.
mic, man. First, thank you for being my guest tonight.
Always
Shout
a
out to
pleasure.
Xbox Live. Yeah,
Yep,
man. Shout outs
absolutely.
to Xbox Live community, man, and thank you for coming
Xbox
up on.
Nation, stand up.
That's it. So yeah, man, I got a topic I want to start you off with. First, I want to talk about the the double standard, or should I say, the hypocrisy, right? And the
Yep.
not or we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, the not fully understanding what's going on when we talk about
Mm,
4K native within these consoles. And we know the
yep.
Switch is out of this talk, so we're gonna keep it
Absolutely.
about the Xbox One X and the
One X and the
PlayStation 4
PS4
Pro.
Pro. Yep. Yep.
Right. Now, we're going to start off with the PS4 Pro because it came out first. And we're going to talk
Hmm.
about the situations at hand that Sony brought about first when it came to
Hmm.
dealing with the PlayStation 4 Pro. So old school, I want to ask you a question, and I'm going to give you the
Yes.
mic and let you elaborate on it.
Okay. Okay.
What when Sony presented the Pro, when the Pro was a rumor and they were presenting it, as
Hmm.
months and months came and the build up, the hype
Yep.
was building up. What was the selling point and what was the aspects about that console? Because they kind of stayed away from it and they put out the PlayStation VR, remember? Because the
Yeah.
console came after that. Everybody was
Yes, it
like, wait
did.
a minute, I thought you were supposed to put the console out. And Sony was kind of like, look, we want to sell this VR. And then
The
they
VR.
didn't
The
really tell
problem
their
was
fans
the
until
the VR
right.
on the PS4 was trash, so they needed
Okay.
a console to run the VR better. Hence, they made the PS4 Pro.
Hey man, I'm passing you the mic. Take it away, brother. Go ahead.
Yes. So the VR PlayStation VR was trash on the base PS4, and Sony poured billions of dollars into VR. So they're stuck with it. There's billions of dollars poured into VR, and the PS4 can handle VR. The games were 30 frames. You need 60 frames to do VR. People were vomiting. People were getting dizzy. They even had disclaimer for VR is not for kids under 10. All that kind of
Right.
shit. So
Okay.
yeah, right. So
Right.
okay, with Mark Cerny, said Mark Cerny made the PS4. Could you make us another PlayStation that could run VR better? So they made the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro was never meant to be a 4K console.
Okay, so why
And
is
that's
that?
why.
Why is that, old school? Why is that?
Because
Why was
because
that?
it's basically 4 teraflops. You can't do real 4K with 4 teraflops. You can't.
Okay.
It's too weak. And basically
Okay.
you have the same 8 gigabytes as of RAM as the current PS4.
Okay.
Plus the memory bandwidth is what, 217 gigabytes per second. It's not enough. So it was to make the VR run better, and they would add a bonus was okay, you can increase the resolution of some base games, but that's about it. It was never meant to be a real 4K console. But when Microsoft
Right.
at E3 2016 announced back then the Project Scorpio, and that was going to be a true 4K console, Sony was like, oh shit, what are we going to do? Because if you look at the PS4 Pro, it doesn't have a 4K player, right? It does not have a 4K player. It doesn't have it runs games basically in 1080p and 1440p, and basically all the time. Like, for example, what's the game? Overwatch, right? Overwatch
Right.
runs at 1080p on the PS4 Pro. 1080p, bro.
Right.
1080p. Remember, the
Right.
base PS4 runs Overwatch at 1080p, and so
Right.
does the Pro. So you know what I'm saying? So what's the point
Right.
of the Pro?
Right. Right.
Right. So it basically you're getting
Well, my man is saying there's no
1440p.
different in
Yeah.
frame rate. There's no
No,
different
it's both
experience
right. Both
feel.
of them.
So you're saying
Yeah,
what
both of them
was
60
the
frames.
point?
What's the point? Yeah.
Right,
What's the point?
right.
They both 1080p 60. It's ridiculous.
Right.
And a lot of games are like that on the Pro. Like you don't even get the benefit of a high resolution. It's like the Pro is
Right.
one of the most nonsensical consoles Sony have ever released. It doesn't make any sense. So Sony had to change their marketing now once Microsoft started talking about 4K. And then remember in
Okay.
2016, Microsoft released the Xbox One S that had a 4K player. See,
Right.
Sony couldn't be left behind this whole 4K push, the 4K evolution. It's like
And let and
720
let's
was the
and let's
evolution
talk
of the
about
480. Yeah, and then 1080p
right.
was the evolution of 720. So 4K is the evolution of 1080p. So Sony didn't want to be left behind, so they started marketing the PS4 Pro as a dynamic 4K console, but it's really a checkerboard 4K console. And then they put a fine print, you know, and then they have people believing these games are 4K when Digital Foundry, even though a lot of people don't like Digital Foundry called them out on that shit. Like, your shit ain't 4K, it's checkerboarded. So,
Yeah,
that's why
because let's
Sony,
go back to
yeah,
that. Let's go back to that. Let's
hmm
go back to that 4K player. And the
yeah,
thing was, I like the way Microsoft has strategically brought that out because they knew that the S wasn't a true native 4K console. You remember
right.
they even had to pull that
And
ad
Microsoft,
commercial
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
right because early they made
Microsoft,
that
but
commercial and they had
Microsoft
the
said
guy
it.
saying native
Mhm.
4K and they was like no,
No,
we
but
have
the
to
thing
pull
is,
that
no,
down.
he didn't say that though. He didn't say that. And I saw the commercial. He said
Okay,
that you watch the movies in 4K and you're playing games, but he never really said it. But Microsoft pulled it anyway, pulled the commercial anyway.
right,
But Microsoft said from day one, we have the Xbox One S, which is a 4K entertainment console, and then the Xbox One Scorpio. Scorpio, by that
right.
time it was called Scorpio, is going to be the 4K gaming console. Microsoft said everything from day one what they wanted to do. And I'm one of the first people who bought the S. When the S came, I pre-ordered when I saw that E3, and I bought the Xbox One S September 2016 with a 4K TV. And I was amazed when I seen the 4K movies. And the S did a decent job of upscaling the games to 4K. Did a decent job because the games, like for example, I had played Tomb Raider reboot on the S, and it looked better than the base Xbox One version because it was upscaling it to 4K. So, boom, a year later, the Xbox One X came out, the true 4K console, and the S had no, and the PS4 Pro had no answer to that,
Right.
and it's been
And you
killed.
and
And
you
then,
and notice how
mhm,
when they marketed the 4K
mhm.
disk drive, notice how it was the cheapest one out there on the market. So it helped
Yes,
sell
yes.
that thing, you
I'm
know?
glad you brought that up. Yeah, I'm glad you
Right, it
brought it up.
helped sell it.
With the S, especially with the S at the time was the cheapest 4K Blu-ray player when it came out. Because the S was what, 299, and
Right.
it was the cheapest 4K player at the time.
Cause the 4K players were either 399 or 499. Depending on
Now some
what
of them
kind
were
of
five
brand it
hundred
was.
dollars. Some of them were
Yeah,
five hundred
exactly.
dollars. Yeah. So people were
Exactly.
buying it. I had bought the S for the 4K player part period, and I love the 4K Blu-rays. I have a whole list of 4K Blu-ray movies. And then when they remember when the Pro came out and didn't have a 4K player, the Sony ponies were like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We can stream it because Sony said we could stream it. So why would I buy a 4K Blu-ray player, even though
Right.
every test shows a 4K Blu-ray disc is still visually better than streaming 4K. But the police always make excuses, and how they even turn around and said that, um, well, if they had put the 4K Blu-ray player in the Pro, it would have been bigger size.
Right.
And what was the other excuse the police said? How if the 4K player Blu-ray player was in the Pro, it would have made it more expensive. Boom comes the Xbox One X, which is smaller than the PS4 Pro and has a 4K Blu-ray player. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it proves
Right.
them
It
wrong all
makes
the time.
sense.
Like, yeah. So it's smaller. If you put, I have in my household, I have three consoles. I have two Xbox One X's and one PS4 Pro. My Xbox One X, when I put it beside the PS4 Pro, is at least 30% smaller than the PS4 Pro,
Right.
but 100% more powerful.
Right.
So,
You
yeah,
do
yeah.
do you think like okay, hey man,
Mhm.
those were some good points because
Yes.
because a lot of people don't understand that that PlayStation VR was never meant to be separate from the well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. The
the Pro.
PlayStation, right? The PlayStation VR was never meant to be separate from the PlayStation Pro. They were
Yeah,
supposed to be combined.
go
And
hand in
when that
hand, hand
situation
in hand.
failed, right? When that
Hmm.
situation
Hmm.
failed, that's when they separated them and started selling them
Yeah,
separately. And then,
yeah, and they put it on one
excuse me,
package.
by
Yeah.
doing that, right? By
Hmm.
doing that, it kind of
Hmm.
left the VR by itself. Because you gotta understand something, people. VR hasn't never been strong by itself. Never. It's never been.
Yeah.
And let's give it to Sony for trying to merge the console uh with it, because that was a good idea. I mean, that was them using their brains, because they knew that VR by itself just doesn't work. It never has worked. And so for them to put them
Well. Hmm.
together,
Hmm.
it made sense. But then when it didn't work out, it just it kind of isolated the PlayStation
The
VR. There was
the
so many
problem.
people out there with
The
PlayStation
see the
vanillas
thing is.
that they wasn't
Yeah.
ready to upgrade. They didn't want to do it, because VR
Yeah.
is more like a treat. It's more like a treat.
Yeah.
It's not
It's a
something that you
niche
should be.
market.
It's
It's
a
a
niche
see.
market. There you
Here's
go,
the.
brother.
I'm gonna explain why the VR is the niche market. There's a reason why. For example, Skyrim, right? Skyrim
Hmm.
is in VR on the PlayStation VR. Skyrim is basically 100 hours. The
Okay.
recommended time of playing VR before you start to get dizzy and vomit is 30 minutes. You get what I'm trying to say? That's why most VR
Right.
games are less than an hour. You cannot play VR more than the longest is an hour.
You can't.
Maybe,
Right.
yeah, maybe 2 hours, maybe. That's stretching it. VR
Right.
will never
And
take off if you can play games more than 30 minutes.
That's true. Yeah, because that's what I was just gonna say. The averages are like 30 minutes long, and a lot of people just don't
Hmm.
understand that, man.
Yeah,
Right.
I
You know.
tried. I tried the Vive. I was at a mall in New York and I tried the Vive, and it's nice, but I had to take the helmet off. I was dizzy. I was like, whoa,
Oh, really?
yeah, that shit ain't for me. I'm
It
I'm I'm
messed you
not.
up.
VR is not my yeah.
I never
VR
been
is not
into
my
it
thing.
personally. I was kind of glad that Microsoft didn't get into it, because I wouldn't
Hmm.
have supported it anyway. I wouldn't have
I'm gonna tell
supported
you
it
the truth.
anyway.
Even
But
if Microsoft does do it, and they might still, I can tell you this: I won't be supporting it
I
because
won't be
the
supporting it.
VR is not my thing.
Yeah, it's just not my
VR is
thing.
not my
And
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
knock nobody. I don't knock
Right.
nobody who likes it, but it's just not my thing. I'm not gonna waste my money
Right.
on it. It doesn't have
Right.
enough great, exciting games for me to throw at it anyway.
And
That's where it really fails for
and
me.
the viewing for the VR is bad because you can't play VR more than 30 minutes. So
That's true. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true, man. It's just, to me, it's just not. It's more of
niche
a
market. Yeah,
entertainment. Yeah,
like a
man. Very
novelty.
small.
Yeah, like more like a
Exactly.
novelty.
You have right. You have a little birthday party or something. There you go. It's for
Yeah,
moments. For moments.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah,
No, exactly. That's what
yeah.
it is to me.
Exactly. You said it right there. Little novelty. Hey,
So
look at my VR.
yeah, right. So now that the the PlayStation VR has been separated, and the PlayStation 4 Pro,
Hmm. Hmm.
kind of shined a little bit. It kind of shined its first 2 months, and then it just kind of just
Yeah,
it like the next year it just faded off, man. Like it just
yeah. Another
I don't know
another
what
thing
happened to it.
problem. Yeah. Another problem with this is how I knew that Sony just made the VR. This, I mean, Sony made the PS4 Pro for VR. Another reason why I'm gonna tell you why. You notice that the Xbox One X, right?
Mm.
Even without the enhance, let's say a game is not enhanced for the X, right? For the developer to get to enhance it for the X, right? And you just pop a game into the Xbox One X, automatically the Xbox One X run the game better without any
Oh
enhancement. Just
yeah,
put the disc in,
right. No,
and it runs the
that
game better.
I'm
I'm gonna
glad
give
you
you a
said that,
perfect
because
example.
no, I'm
I'm gonna give you
glad
a
you
perfect
said that.
example.
You're
Okay,
right.
here's my example. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, right?
Hmm.
So I went back to check that out because I still have it on my hard drive. And I said, let me see how it looks. it ran that dynamic 1080p on the base Xbox One and One S, right? You
Right.
go back and play it on the Xbox One X, you get locked 1080p and locked 60 frames. So automatically the X run the games better without even
Right.
having the game to be enhanced. So Microsoft prepared everything to make the Xbox One X the superior console. Guess what? Sony the Pro doesn't do that. It doesn't automatically run the games better. You have to, the developer has to touch the game to make the game run better. You know what I'm trying to
That's
say?
exactly
So
right.
yeah, because let me tell you what Microsoft did. See, I've been following the Xbox One X for a long time since it was called the Scorpio. And I never get in an interview. Phil Spencer said that the Xbox One X has Scorpio at the time has 6 teraflops, right? They reserve 3 teraflops for games that are not enhanced. So when the game is Xbox One X enhanced, you get all 6 teraflops, right? When the game is not enhanced and it's like a regular average game you just toss in there that's not enhanced, you still get 3 teraflops. That's still more teraflops than the PS4 1.8 teraflops. You know that.
Right.
So you're getting a better performance than the PS4 without even having the game enhanced. You see what I'm saying? So a game
You're
like
right.
a game like Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which was 1080p dynamic on the base Xbox One and the Xbox One S, becomes locked native 1080p with a locked 60 frames per second. Same with Battlefield 1 before they enhance it on the Xbox One X. On the base Xbox One, Battlefield um, Battlefield 1 was running on the base Xbox One at 720p, 900p. This is all dynamic and sometimes 1080p, right? When you get
Right.
Xbox One X and you load that game in, you get the 1080p and you get the locked 60
Right.
frames because that game was running at between 50 and 40 frames on the base Xbox One. Again, this is what the Xbox One X does to games that are not patched. When
Okay.
it became patched, you got 4K
Okay.
60 dynamically.
Right. Right.
So
So you're
once again,
saying that
Microsoft,
so you
yes,
so you're saying that the Xbox One X automatically performs better just off the top. You know, as soon as the game
yes, just yes,
gets into the console, that's it. And
yes.
you want to know
That's
something? You
exactly what
have a
I'm
good
saying.
point because we don't have remasters.
Yeah,
We don't have
yep,
remasters because we
yeah,
simply don't have to have them. They're called
yeah,
enhancements.
yeah,
We get games
hmm
that are enhanced. So old
yeah.
school, you got a point when you said that. I mean,
hmm But this is how I knew that the Pro wasn't. Again, I'm going back to the Pro. The Pro wasn't made to do the games better because remember when the Pro came out, it wasn't running the games better without being enhanced. Then he had to do the
right,
boost mode where he had to go into the console and turn the boost mode on.
right,
Same shit. So again, Sony messed up again because you have to go into the console and turn on boost mode to boost up the games, and still you don't get better performance all around. Because
okay.
again, Sony made the PS4 Pro to run VR games.
I see what you're saying. Good point. Good
Yes.
point.
hmm
And when you have that deficiency, it's just not
Yeah.
never gonna work right. It's not gonna
Yeah.
never
It's
work
never
right
gonna
for
work
you.
right. Yeah. Yeah. It's never gonna work right. And then Sony,
And then of
because
course
they
when you
knew.
got
hmm
when you have graphics over I mean when you have
hmm
frame rate over graphics, you're gonna always encounter latency. It never compats. It never compats after that. You have to have a
I'm gonna
proper
give you another
GPU with a proper
example, right?
CPU.
How the Xbox One X is run games better without even enhanced, right? Witcher 3, for example, before it got patched for the X, before it got patched,
Uh huh.
a gamer on YouTube put the disc in into the Xbox One X, this is Witcher 3, and guess what he got? 60
What
frames.
do you get?
60 frames.
Not bad.
He
Not
got
bad.
60 frames. The only console that was running Witcher 3 at 60 frames.
So what do you
and it
think?
wasn't. Yes.
No, go ahead, finish up. I just
Yeah.
got another question for you.
So when the Xbox, when CD Projekt finally got around to patching the Witcher 3 for the Xbox One X enhancement, they give you two modes. They give you 4K 30, and they gave you dynamic 4K 60. Once again, this was the only console running Witcher at 60 because the PS4 Pro also had a patch for the Witcher enhancement. They only had a 4K 30 mode, which was checkerboarded 4K 30 mode. They
Right,
didn't have a 60 frame. So you're getting 60 frames only on the Xbox One X for consoles.
right.
So
Now,
we flopped
because
again.
right, so now that we have an understanding, right, of what really took place in the beginning, and we give it to Sony
Hmm.
in the beginning because, out of fairness, they
Hmm.
dropped their console first.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
okay.
because they
So they,
dropped their
hmm
console first,
hmm
right?
hmm
They
hmm
couldn't make adjustments. They couldn't make
no,
the proper adjustments. It was already
see,
set in stone
yeah,
what
see,
was going to end
these
up happening.
consoles are, yeah, these consoles are planned out years in advance. And when they start making them, they're making them at least 6 to 7 months prior. So the Xbox was, the Scorpio was announced E3 2016 for the next following year. The PS4 Pro was coming out the same year. It was already made. They made the
Right.
console already. They made the deal with AMD already. Everything is locked six to 7 months before the console came out. They couldn't change it. They would have to scrap the whole
Yeah,
thing. They
right.
just
That's what
lose money because remember they paid AMD for the motherboard and chip already. You have to scrap all of that
exactly.
money, start all over again to release the following year. It would be see. You just can't just say, "Oh well, the other companies make a more powerful console. Let's just no, it doesn't work that way. They already
Right.
they already pay AMD for the chip. They already got everything in stone. Everything is locked. Everything is being made because they got launched with a couple of thousand consoles. Everything's being made already.
Okay.
hmm So that was
So
done
so
deal.
so
Yeah.
so
hmm
the comparisons between the S and the PlayStation 4 Pro really wasn't fair comparisons.
I don't think it was a fair comparison. You know why? Because the S, the Xbox One S is a revamped Xbox One.
Right, and it was
Microsoft
where
never,
the
yeah,
Xbox One should have been. The
right.
PlayStation 4 Pro was an actual mid-cycle console with a
There
better
you go,
upgrade
mid-gen
feature.
upgrade. Yeah,
It
mid-gen
right
upgrade.
right. It had the same motherboard and all that stuff, but it had
hmm
what was it
It was mid-gen upgrade,
a
mid-gen
different
upgrade,
clock
mid-cycle
speed.
upgrade. hmm
But hey, that's not nobody's fault but Sony's if they don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
right type of
See, I hate.
people
See,
tech
I hate
people
when.
to
Agreed. I hate when I hate when Sony ponies love to compare the Pro to the S. That's not a fair comparison. The Xbox One S is just a revamped Xbox One. It's not a mid-gen
right.
upgrade. The Xbox One X is a mid-gen
It's a
upgrade.
revamped Xbox One with powerful super sample and powerful what's the word I'm trying to come up with? Not super
Well,
sample,
and
but
technically,
upscaling
right. The only
technology.
thing
That's
that
it.
S does, the only thing that S does better than a base one is upscale to 4K. That's it.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
got a 4K player in there. That's it.
And
It's
it
only, I
that's
would
it.
say, it's only the GPU is only what 12% more powerful, while the Xbox One X GPU is at least 60% more powerful than the one. So
That's
it's
right.
really just a revamp. Like, okay, this is how we should have came out with the Xbox One instead.
Right.
The
It was more
Xbox
of an
One S
improvement.
should have been
Right.
what the Xbox One should have been. It was much smaller, right? More prettier to look at. It didn't have that stupid brick. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Had an
I rushed out to buy
internal
the
hard.
S.
It had an internal
Yeah,
power
internal power
supply.
supply.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
so it's not a comparison. If we're gonna compare, we have to compare the PS4 Pro for the Xbox One X And
Right, and
the,
let's give the pro some respect, right? That
I
console
give the pro a lot of
actually
respect. It's just that I
actually
mhm,
compats with a VR system. So it's not like that console was
mhm.
just didn't have a good tech, man. I mean, it had a capability
Here's the
to
thing.
be to
I'm gonna keep it
transform
real.
with a
Here's the
VR.
problem with the pro. Here's the problem. The pro was never meant to be a real mid-gen upgrade. The pro was meant to run VR
It was
better
an attack.
than the
That's right. It
base
was an attachment. It
PS4.
was an attachment console to bring forth the
Better
VR
VR, right?
experience. That's all it
Right.
was. That's right.
And that's why it falls short every time it goes against X because it was
And
never
that's why
meant.
when you remember when we watched it, you remember when we watched the
Hmm.
conference, we were looking at the VR
Hmm.
games, and we was like,
Hmm.
"Yo, what? I'll stick to my console because those VR
Right.
games really wasn't looking
Trash.
impressive. There was nothing.
Yeah.
There was no significance. Like why, and I know the PlayStation fans felt the same way because they
Yeah.
didn't support it.
No. PS4 Pro ain't selling that well. The
No.
only the PlayStation Pro bundle I saw was that Spider-Man bundle. That's about it.
Yes, they had to give that sucker
Hmm.
away for what, 199?
I
Yeah,
think I want to say
199,
yeah,
299.
two
It was
49 or something like that.
249. That's right. There was
Yeah.
some places that were hitting it for
And,
199,
and,
dude.
and you know,
199.
here's the
That's
funny part.
insane.
The PS4 Pro can't even run the exclusives it need in 4K. That's embarrassing.
No, that
Like
was
Spider-Man is checkerboarded.
yeah,
God of War is checkerboarded.
right. That right.
Detroit Human is checker. Everything is fucking checkerboarded. I mean, what the hell? It's like you playing checkers all the damn time.
But you're so stupid, man. But you know what?
Yeah.
Man? That
Mhm.
that was that was a smack, man, because you would think that,
The
with the
exclusive, at least will
deficiency.
try to run that in
There
8K
you go.
and
The
4K.
deficiency,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah.
deficiency factor. At least have your exclusives hitting it. But you got like that. But then it goes back to what you said. It was if here it is. It's like you say. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Right? So when you
Hmm.
think about, well, it's not really a true 4K console. Okay, well, if it was not really a true 4K console, then 4K don't need to ever be brought up with it. It never needs to
Thank
be brought
you.
up with it.
Thank
And
you.
that was the
Thank you.
point, that
Stop
was the
talking
problem.
about 4K.
Yeah,
That's the
just
problem
don't
with
bring it
Sony and
up.
Sony ponies. Stop talking about
When they
4K. It never meant to be a 4K console.
right, when you
Hmm.
get the
Hmm.
dumb donkeys, right? You get the dumb
Yep.
donkeys, just
Yep.
like you right. You get the dumb
Hmm.
donkeys to start talking, right? And when that happens, it's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
But when the company starts elaborating 4K and these games
Yep.
can't come out in 4K, that's where these companies get in trouble at. And
Right.
and
Yep.
like they need to stop because by now everybody knows that it can't do it. So that's okay that
Right.
we know it can't do it. You move on.
Right.
And let's not look.
Right.
We're not saying God of War isn't a beautiful game. We're not saying
Right.
Spider-Man. Here was my thing. Let the new legal say this. I'm not saying
Yes.
Spider-Man looks like trash. I'm not saying
No,
God
we're
of
not
War looks
saying
like
that.
trash. But watch what I'm about to say. What I'm about to
Yes.
say is, what's special about it? We've already seen that type of graphics before. That's it. That's it.
I played
There's
Spider-Man. I
nothing
played Spider-Man.
special about it, right? Nothing.
I
We've
mean, it's a
already
good
seen
game, but
that
it's not a
before.
game of the year type shit. It's not game of
No.
the year type.
Oh no, it's Spider-Man. Dude, all the Spider-Mans combined from the beginning of what? Early
Yeah.
1980s? Come
No,
on, man, all the way up
Spider-Man
until
games.
now?
Yeah.
Do you know that
Yeah. The
that whole
best.
series
Yeah.
just now hit 1 billion? So
Yeah.
that's where well, we like Spider-Man. No, you don't. You was just like everybody else, man.
Yeah.
You didn't run
Yeah.
out here. Right, the only reason you ran out here to buy this Spider-Man game was because
Because
Marvel
it's Sony
struck a deal
exclusive.
with. That's all
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
That's the only
And when
reason
you're
why.
honest about it, cause see, don't make it. Don't let the history reveal your lie, right? And that's what
Right.
happened.
Right.
The history revealed it. The article just came out and it told you. Well, you can look it up. You can say, hey,
Hmm.
all the
Yeah.
billion-dollar
Yeah.
franchises, what are they? And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They'll
Hmm.
tell you. I'm trying to figure out how you. There you go. It tells you Spider-Man up until 2018 when it finally hit. So this Spider-Man helped
Right.
it hit it. The sales of this
Mhm.
last Spider-Man that was on PlayStation
Mhm.
made Spider-Man as a whole since the early
Right.
1980s finally hit a
Right.
billion as a franchise. Now, come on.
Right.
When we were saying everybody, yo, it's a Spider-Man game, it's not a big deal, we was not lying. There has
Mhm.
never been a Spider-Man game that was ever a big deal. Never.
Mhm.
History tells us, and look, no one's saying, hey, you got you guys suck, you donkeys suck because you guys went
Right.
on. Hey, you took care of your exclusive, and it sold. Hey, Sony in the holidays put a bundle together, bundled up that game, and you sold 5.6 million for the holiday throughout the holiday season. We don't know. Hey, and they come out with 9 million. We're not stupid. We know it was bundled and
I
all
want to
that,
talk to
but
you
that's
about
okay.
that. That's a
When
topic
there's
I
a
want to talk to you about. This is a whole
no
exclusive
problem.
topic. Okay,
But when
so
a game is
here's the thing.
successful, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
yeah,
bundling it, off the top.
yeah.
When a
Nothing wrong
game
with
is
that.
successful, you want to get more people involved. But don't come with the illogical thinking that, hey, that game was just a powerhouse and 9 million people bought that game. That's not what happened to that game.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I want to talk to you about this whole exclusive thing. Here's the
What's
thing
up?
between the two sides, between the Xbox side and the PlayStation side. The PlayStation fanboys love to bring up exclusive. Like without
Okay.
exclusive, you can't have a console, right?
I understand that. Yeah.
Everything is
It's one of the weakest.
exclusive that comes to
Right.
PlayStation. And then
Right.
all right. For example, I'm gonna give you an example, right? So on Facebook, there was a commercial for Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
Right.
Because Facebook got commercials. So
Right.
I wrote in the comment section, Red Dead Redemption 2 runs at native 4K exclusively on the Xbox One
Right.
X, right?
You said it perfectly right. See what I'm
And
saying?
here
I
comes the
already know what
typical
you did. You
PlayStation
used your
fanboy.
intelligence. Right.
Here
You
comes the
use your
typical PlayStation
intelligence.
fanboy now. Here they come now. Well, Xbox got no games, blah, 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 blah. And I said, Xbox does have games. Well, PS4 got God of War, blah, blah, blah. And I said to them, okay, hear me out. You guys love saying exclusive. Okay, let's look at the exclusives. There's how much now PS4 sold worldwide? What, 88 million? Okay,
Right.
let's
The
let's
exclusives
do
don't make the
88
console.
million.
It never has.
Wait. So check
Right.
this out. Exactly. But hear me out. So
Right.
I
I'm
said,
gonna hear
okay,
you
so
out.
you have 88 million user base, right? God of
Right.
War didn't even touch 10 billion yet. 10
Right.
million. They didn't even touch 10
Right.
million. Therefore, only 8% of you guys actually bought God of War,
I
which you
actually
claim is
cared.
one of the
Right.
greatest games of this
Right.
generation.
Right.
Look at it. Only
Right.
8 to 10% of y'all motherfuckers bought God of War.
Watch it.
But you
We
claim.
got kids. We
Oh,
got kids.
I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize, my friend. But you know what I'm trying to say? You're
No, I
running
know what
around
you're
and
saying.
screaming
Yeah.
at the top of the voice, exclusives. But none of y'all buying it.
Right.
8 to
Right.
10% bought God of War.
Now that number
Um,
is good for the developer, because
yeah,
that's
mhm,
it's good for the developer sense, and it's good for the. Well,
mhm,
here's what it is. It's
yeah,
good to make a sequel. It's good to know that, hey, there's a percentage
yeah,
base where
yeah,
we've
yeah,
reached enough people, because no matter how you look at it, you're talking about millions of people. So for one, and this goes both ways, right? This is for the Xbox
yeah,
fans and the PlayStation fans. Let's stop
right.
acting like on that time straight across from. Hey, what's up, Speedy of Texas? Hey, man. Yo, I got Speedy of Texas 21, and I'm hoping my man ain't using that word Texas just literally. I hope he is from Texas, because if you are, man, I'm out of Arlington, man, and I want to say salute to a Texas brother right across the coast, man. You know how we do it. Third Coast, Burn Toast, Texas. Stand up if you are Speedy of Texas. Hey, man, I never played this game. I'm a fan of the Rebellion, so I just wanted to kick it in. Hey, we're doing a show called Live from the Streets tonight, man, and I hope you enjoy it, brother. But let's say
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
those are still millions and millions of people, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
regardless, that ain't a small number.
No,
If
but
if the
if
God
you
of War
look at
fans
it though,
sold Right, you're looking
But
at
if you look at
you're
it, the
looking at
numbers,
user
the numbers
base.
still don't add up. The numbers still don't add up.
Nice shot.
If you talk to any Sony pony, they're gonna say God of War, God of War, God of War, right?
Right.
So going by their enthusiasm for the game, that game should have sold 30 million copies, 40 million copies, not 8 to 10. You see what I'm trying to say? That's, you know what I mean? So basically, if you do the math, if it sold 8 million copies, that means 80 million PlayStation 4 users did not buy the game. So what are the rest of them are doing if they're not playing exclusive? You know what they're playing? Multi-platform games. That's what they're playing.
Well, we know that because that already came out. Right. That fact already came out.
I told them in a hot minute. I say to them, don't tell me you're playing the exclusive. You're playing the same games I'm playing right now on my Xbox One.
Right. The mass. There you go. Talk to them. Talk to them.
That's what I tell them.
These are facts. These are facts right now.
Right now, and I tell them, I said, right now, at the time, what was I playing at the time? I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I said, I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and so are you. So don't act like y'all, you know.
And Speedy of Texas, anytime you want to come in and do a co-op, man, on live and direct, just hit us up, man. Let me know. This is a co-op game too, and if you know things about this game, man, and you enjoy these games that I play on my show, you're more than welcome to send me a message and say, hey, can I join in? And hey, man, we can join in.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm like, come on, man. Don't even try that.
No, you're right. No, you're exactly right, old school.
And I wrote to them, I said, until all y'all, at least 50% of you Sony ponies buy an actual exclusive, then you can come to me and tell me about the exclusive.
Nice.
Don't tell me about your exclusive if y'all ain't buying it.
Right, yeah, no doubt. And you know, it's the same way with Xbox fans, right? We're the same way. You know, but the difference is our games have legs to them. We actually play these games because the community base is bigger. We have a more history base with our games. And the thing is, man,
I'm gonna use Halo 5. I'm gonna use Halo 5 for example. He said Halo 5 was sold 10 to 15 million, right? Copies, right?
Okay, 250.
All right.
Right.
There's like about what 50 million Xbox One sold, right? So that's more than 10%, but the goddamn game. You know what I mean? We buy the game.
Right.
That's
no, that's right.
10%, right? That adds up to 15 million sold out of 50 million. That's like 40% of Xbox users bought Halo 5.
Yeah, man. What we say in Jamaica? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And look, that's right, man. And you and you know what, man? My Jamaican brother. You know,
yes, sir.
The thing is, the problem is this: when we go to those degrees of trying to justify the consoles, that's when it's lame. The whole point of a console war, the whole point of a console war is what we're doing right now. It doesn't have anything to do with calling somebody stupid. It doesn't have anything to do with making fun of somebody's family. It's about showing what a console can and can't do. And then when we tell it, let it be. Then that person decides, hey, if it's worth that console, because you know, or their purchase, because you know, at the end of the day, right? And this is for all of us. Speedier, Texas 21, my man Old School right here, and me. At the end of the day, you can't make nobody buy a console, right? They're gonna like the games that they're like. So they like the games they like.
Right.
They're not gonna. They don't care.
Here we are. There's nothing wrong with supporting your favorite console. It's like supporting your team. Right?
That's
Same
right.
thing, like sports. Console wars just like sports.
That's exactly
I like the New York Giants, even though they're trash. I like the New York Giants. But that's my team, right?
Right. You gonna stand by
Hold
him.
One second. Hold
no,
on
go
a second.
ahead, brother.
I'm getting a call from my brother.
No
hey,
doubt.
Bro, what's up?
This is live and direct, man.
Yeah.
He's in there getting a call from his brother.
So give me 5 minutes. All right. I'm on a live podcast. One of my friends is doing a live podcast, and I'm involved in it. It's awesome, bro. I thought 5 minutes. I'm gonna get on the Battlefield 5 right now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Yeah. So.
Yo, Old School, give me that Battlefield 5, man. Get me in there. You told me. You told me you was gonna take care of me, man. Get me in there. I need that Battlefield 5. I don't have it.
Oh, okay. I'll get you in there.
All right.
So check this out. I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm gonna play some Battlefield 5 with my brother, and we're
Okay,
gonna be
no
in the
doubt.
party.
No doubt.
So let me wrap this up. There's
Go
nothing wrong
ahead.
with supporting your favorite console. It's like supporting your favorite team, right? But
Right.
my problem is don't attack somebody for liking their console, and that's my problem
Yeah.
with the PlayStation fanboys. I have never attacked any PlayStation fanboy for liking PlayStation. But if
That's
I'm gonna
right.
say Red Dead Redemption runs a native 4K exclusive on Xbox One X, don't attack me for it, because I'm just talking the truth.
Right.
I'm just speaking the
Right.
truth. Don't attack me. And that's the
Right.
problem with the Sony ponies. It's like they attack you for liking Xbox. Like,
Right.
no,
For
don't
just for
attack me.
liking the
Yeah,
console.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now that goes both ways too. You know, don't attack. Basically, what my man old school is saying is, it makes no sense to attack somebody over a console. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
let them enjoy what they
You
enjoy.
see what I go
The-
through. You see the battles I have to go through. Just because I said, yo, Red Dead Redemption 2 runs natively 4K on
But-
Xbox One
but you wanna-
exclusively. Oh, here they come out of the
That-
woodworks. Attacking
That's
me
right.
and
But
shit.
you want to know
Yeah.
something? You want to know
Yeah.
something?
Mhm. Yes,
Old
sir.
school. You before we let you go, and we're gonna make this
Yeah.
a good 5 minutes.
Yes.
We're gonna
Yes.
end this. I'm watching the time. So
Yes.
you said
Mhm.
something that
Mhm.
was very, very unique when you said
It resonated.
Red Dead
Mhm.
Redemption is exclusive in 4K to Xbox One X. You nailed it
Yep.
on the. You nailed it in the
The
coffin.
native 4K is
Because that is
exclusive.
true. It's not
Yes.
right. It's not about. See, the thing is, when the X came out, I kept. What was my thing? It got the industry what?
You were shook.
That's
It
right.
was like woken
Because
up. You're like, oh.
The
Yeah.
reason why is when the X came out, that silly talk like that, it was annihilating that silly talk.
Yeah,
It's
shut it
slowly
down.
annihilating the
It
silly
shut it
talk.
down. Yeah.
Right. And
Yep,
and
shut it down.
when you make something that can annihilate the silly talk, that's
Yep.
when the growth
Ponies
of
get
gaming
triggered.
community. Well, not just that, but what I'm saying is that's when
Mhm.
the gaming industry moves forward. It can't
Yeah,
move
move
forward
forward.
being stuck on the same language. You
Yeah.
know, this and it's got to change. And the X
Yes,
made the
absolutely.
language change. That's
Yes,
why
it
you
did.
can say native 4K exclusive. You can say that.
Yep. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Before you couldn't talk like that. It had to be like
Yeah.
it had to be for that game. Now it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be for that game. Because when you make the
Mhm.
best console, that means no matter
Yep.
what game comes out,
Yep.
it's gonna
Yep.
run best
It's
on
gonna be
that
best
console.
on the X. There you go.
That's right. And when you do it like that, that's what true gaming is about. It's not
Right.
about holding games hostage. Now, don't get me wrong, people. There's nothing wrong with having an exclusive game because, hey, that's what brands are all about, right? That's
Right,
what
yeah,
brands
absolutely.
are all about.
Yeah, but then
We're
here's my
not-
other thing with them. Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, here's my
No, go
other
ahead.
problem with them. Don't knock me
Mhm.
for liking a particular game. Just because they like God of War, mean I can't like my Gears of War. I hate when they say that. What do you
Right,
go? Well,
right,
what's the exclusive? I said Gears of War. Huh? Gears of War? Yeah. What's wrong with that? I like Gears of War. I play Gears
Right.
of War. So what? So what?
Right, right.
How many of y'all still
right.
play God of War? One and done. I'm still playing my Gears of War.
And you can't.
What, 3
right.
years later?
But you know, and the thing about the God of War compare it to the Gears of War actually has a multiplayer mode with multiplayer with. I wouldn't say with multiplayer, with multi-featured games.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to. What's the word I'm trying to say?
Look at this way.
Game
Look at
modes.
this way.
With
I'ma say it
multiplayer
another
game
way.
modes.
How
That's
many
it.
people
So-
are still playing God of War compared to how many people are still playing Gears? Look at it that way.
Yeah, because
God of War don't
Gears
have
has
legs.
multiple game modes to it. It's
Yeah.
not just you online and you're playing the same. It's got what
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 different modes, man.
Yeah.
If you want to play
I
King of the
still play
Hill, if you want to
Gears.
play
Yeah.
2 versus 2v2, if you want
Yeah,
to play
yeah,
escalation,
so
if you
much,
want
yeah.
to, it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much you can get into, and
Right.
that's the fun. That's the fun
Yeah.
part about it. That's where it starts to show its legs, its stamina. And so
Mhm.
yeah, old school man, you made some solid
Yes.
points tonight.
I
You know,
keep-
that was
yo,
the
I
difference.
keep it real.
Right.
keep
No,
it
that
real,
was
brother.
real stuff you said tonight, man. And
Yes,
you know,
yes.
hey, if my platform could get more people to come in that know what they're talking about, make sense.
Yep.
You know, at least make some sense.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's what it's about. Just about getting your voice heard, because you know
Yeah.
that was the difference. You're right. That was the difference
Yep.
between Microsoft making the S and the X and
Yeah.
PlayStation. I mean, it's Sony making the PlayStation Slim and the Pro
And
plus
the
the VR.
PS4 Pro.
But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
VR was never supposed to be separated.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hmm.
in fairness, let's do it in fairness. The Connect
Yes.
was never supposed to be separate. These
Yeah.
companies, hey, they live and they
Yeah.
learn. They make
Yeah.
they take chances and they live and they learn. The thing
But
is,
but
in
the
the
problem
end,
is the Sony
right?
ponies want to act like Sony didn't make a mistake. Sony made a mistake with the PS4 Pro. It's a mistake.
That's
Sony made
because
a
that's the
mistake.
donkey talk. That's the donkey
Hmm.
talk, man. You
They
can't
made a
expect
mistake.
look, you can't expect a jackass, right,
Hmm.
to lead a pack of sheep in a desert. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that
Yeah.
way.
Yep.
You see, jackasses, you can put a jackass out there in the field, man, and it'll protect cows, heifers, bulls, everything, right? From
Yep.
from coyotes and everything.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
jackasses, man, get crazy. And that's what a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know.
Yeah. Donkey.
But man, when you right, them donkeys are crazy. But when you when you put them in a situation that's not adequate for them,
Yeah.
they don't function right. And that's the same
Yeah.
thing, man.
Hmm.
That's the same situation. That's why I call them the donkeys, because you're in a situation
Yes, you do.
that you're in a situation that you're not gonna be you're not in a position to
Hmm.
talk now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Yeah.
you're so behind in
That's true.
technology. You gotta actually wait. See, they gotta wait. Look, man, look how long they gotta wait just for 4K.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what
For
I'm
the
saying?
PS5, they got literally
Just for
wait
the
for
PS5. And
in
the rumor is
2021.
right. The rumor is that it ain't even gonna be able to do 4K native 60 strong. And when you think
Yeah.
about it, there's a good
saw that
chance that
report.
rumor may be true
You saw that?
because
Well, look
Sony
at it
does a
this
lot
way.
of soap opera games. There's no need for
Look at
60
it this
frames
way.
a second.
Thank you. But look at it this way, right?
That's right.
The developer that was there on the scene said
Right.
he saw
He
the
said it.
games running on
Yeah.
the PS5 development kit, and
On the
most
development
games were
kit, that's
4K 30. Only a handful was 4K 60. So you're looking at
That's
the
right.
same scenario, you know? So
That's right.
it's
That's
crazy.
right, man.
So
It's
you look
crazy.
at, but here's my thing I want to say to you. Here's my thing.
Yeah, go
So
ahead,
the
brother.
PS5 is running games in 4K 30 and only some in 4K 60. So we already have that with the Xbox One X. So what is the PS5 going to do different then?
Right. What's the big deal? See, that's
Thank
what
you.
I'm talking. Didn't I say the X
Thank
got the
you.
industry shook? There's gonna be
Shook.
so much people gonna get out of that.
Yes. Yeah.
If your
Yep.
console can only do 4K 30, we've been doing it
We've
in
been
2
doing
years
that.
before that. What's the big
We've been
deal
doing
to
that
anybody?
since 2017.
Right.
We've been doing
That's
4K
it.
30.
So
Tomb
Microsoft
Raider.
doesn't have to
Rise of the
That's
Tomb
it.
Raider, 4K 30. Holla at me.
Right. Microsoft
Rise of the
doesn't have to
Tomb Raider,
focus on
Xbox
that.
One X. Yeah.
That's it.
What Microsoft going to do with Anaconda now is 4K 60.
That's it. And make
So-
that the staple point. If
Yes.
once they make that
So-
the staple point, man.
So what you're getting with
Go
the
ahead.
PS5 is basically what the Xbox One X is delivering. So
But didn't I say that's what it was
going
gonna do?
Yeah. you
I
did say
said that, man. I said there's nothing
Well,
right.
That's why
Because
I
when you
call
because
you
when you
guru.
center
That's why I call you
because
guru.
didn't I say that the Switch was gonna
Yes,
be
you
the
did.
king console in Japan? Give it 2
Yep.
years. What happened?
Yes,
Switch
yep.
7 million over the PlayStation
Yeah,
Pro.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah,
PlayStation 4. Look,
Yeah,
when you talk
killed it,
about
yeah.
markets, when we talk about who's outselling who,
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
it, right? We know that
Yeah.
Sony
Mhm.
did a fabulous job this year. Or not just this year, but
This gen,
in the
this
5
gen.
years, this gen, they did a fabulous job. Anybody that denies that is a dummy, okay? Nobody.
Right, right.
This
right.
is Di-RREC Gaming, where we spit facts.
Right.
We
We
spit
speak facts.
We're
We
not
good job
here.
with the base four. With the base four.
That's right. With
With
the base four,
But their
even-
biggest screw up is that
Mhm.
Pro. The Pro is
Right,
a big
that-
mistake.
it was a big mistake. And the reason being is because, look, man, you guys don't think that these companies don't get a heads up on technology. They do. And they get a memo out saying, hey, this is what's gonna happen. You need to start shifting in direction, and these companies say, okay, and they prepare to start shifting. The problem is with Microsoft, it's a lot easier now. Because
Yeah.
before, Microsoft was stuck in a hardware situation.
Yeah,
Everything was
yes, they
about
were.
hardware,
Yeah,
Samsung, and
resolution,
Sony,
resolution.
and resolution. See, when you
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
resolution, that's TV screen. That's hardware.
yeah.
TV is hardware.
Well,
But when you
yeah,
talk
yeah. But check this
graphics,
out. Remember when
yeah, go
before
ahead.
the X came out, it was all about resolution. Haha,
Oh,
900p
we
versus
know that. Yeah,
1080p.
yeah.
The Xbox can't do 1080p. Blah 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 blah.
Right,
Now
right, right.
that the X came out, resolution don't matter no more to the ponies. Oh, it's
Of
not about
course.
resolution. Yeah, of
Well, of
course.
course. Of course now. You see, it
Yeah,
only matters, it only applies when the band-aid is on. When the
yep,
band-aid is off, oh
yep,
no, 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 no. So I get that because I've been in the
yeah,
console wars for a very
yep.
long time. I cherish the
I got the
gaming
battle
culture.
stars.
Right. I cherish everything about the gaming culture, right? So that's why you don't hear
Yep.
me use words like I'm not a casual. So I don't use
Yeah,
casual
I'm
talk.
not
You
a
don't ever hear me
casual.
say
Nope.
fanboy, you're a
Yep.
fanboy, you're this. I don't say that because there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with being a fanboy. It's just
Yeah,
don't
there's
be an
nothing wrong with
idiot
that.
with
I've
it.
always said that.
Don't be an
Yeah.
idiot with it. That's all I
And I
say.
never and I never attacked anybody for liking PlayStation, but just don't attack me for liking Xbox.
Right. Don't be an idiot about it. That's all. You know,
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want to do, man. And that's I
absolutely.
believe this segment of Live from the Streets, man, became real because I
Yeah.
never wanted to be the type of person that just made anybody think that because they were on
Mhm.
another console than me that they're
Mhm.
stupid or I need to belittle
Right.
them or anything.
Right.
When
Right.
we talk about these consoles, man, they don't have feelings, people.
No, they're
They
they're
don't have
just objects,
feelings.
inanimate
Right, they're
objects,
just
inanimate
objects.
objects.
And no, I don't talk casual. I don't say you're crying over plastic because no console is plastic. There's motherboards, resistors,
Yeah. Yeah.
capacitors in
Yeah.
these consoles. You can't
Yeah.
use plastic for these consoles. You're talking about
Right.
the outer shell. Now, what does
Yeah.
the outer
That's
shell have to do with playing games? That's
right.
casual talk. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't knock people who can do this console war and you can't, and you want to come up
Yeah.
with
Exactly.
stupid analogies, because you really don't know how to do things.
Right.
If
Absolutely.
if it's hurting you that bad and you got to tell people you're fighting over plastic, shut up, man.
Yeah.
Go find
Exactly.
something better else to do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong
That's
with being
all.
a fanboy because that's like you like
Nothing wrong.
I like the New York Giants. Which you like the what? Which team you like?
I like my Tennessee Titans, man. And you want to know what we got
Tennessee
in common?
Titans.
Both of
Yeah.
them didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know? But
there's
hey,
nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with
gonna
supporting
switch
your
over.
team.
That's right. I'm not gonna. Okay, old school. When have you ever met somebody who bought an NFL jersey and and half of it had one logo of a team and the other half of the jersey had another logo of the team? Tell me when you ever saw that
No
before.
one.
Thank you.
Never.
Doesn't exist. So the
Doesn't
only
exist.
reason it exists in gaming is because you got people who want to whine, who are not. For one, they're not true fans. So if you're
Nope.
not a true fan, why are you talking?
Right.
Let the fans talk. Let the fans do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Let the fans go
Absolutely.
to tailgate party. Let them
Yeah.
throw the bratwursts on the grill. If you can't do that, shut up. We don't want to hear from
Exactly.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you got a
Absolutely.
problem with how the gaming community is, and it's always been like this. See what I'm saying?
Always
It ain't
been
never
like that.
changed. It's
I'm
always
old
been
school.
like
I'm
this.
from the days of Atari versus ColecoVision. Remember?
Nintendo versus the Activision console. I got the Super Arcade console.
Nintendo
Live-
NS versus
Nintendo versus Sega. That's right.
Okay.
Nintendo
Remember?
versus
Nintendo
Sony.
64. Yeah.
That's right.
So there you go.
It's
I'm from the
always
old
been
school.
there.
Always been there.
Don't
People
right. Don't act
people
like
act
it's just something
the
new.
console war started with the PS4 and Xbox One.
No,
No,
it
it's
didn't.
been around for decades.
For a long time. That's right. For
Mhm.
30 for a good strong 30 years. Exactly.
Yeah, 30
A
years.
good strong
Yeah.
30 years. So
Remember
man,
Mortal
it's
Kombat for the Super NES didn't have the blood, but the Genesis
that's
version
right.
did.
For the
So I
Genesis
bought the
did.
Genesis version.
And,
All right.
and that's right. And you remember
Yep.
the talk about it? You remember the
Yep.
talk? That was a
I made fun of
a
kids
war.
who didn't
Because
have the
there was a
blood
lot.
version. Yeah,
That's
and I was
right, there
like,
was a
haha, your
lot.
console sucked because you didn't have blood in the Mortal
There you
Kombat.
go. I'm not buying that trash. That's what we said. We're not
Yeah.
buying that trash.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about revealing who can do what and who can't.
hmm
That's all it is. And that's just
remember
out of
those
the
days.
fun of it. Don't
I was
right,
like,
don't
haha, My
That's
game have
right.
the blood in it. Finish him. We
That's
can punch
right.
the person in the Nintendo version, no blood.
That's right. You see like sweat. You see like sweat.
Yeah,
That's exactly
yeah,
right, man. And that was the
hmm
fun of it all. We didn't go to school
yeah,
fighting over this stuff, man. Ain't
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
talking about your mom over this stuff and all this stuff.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
look,
It
man,
gets pretty violent nowadays, man.
yeah,
People
you
talking
dudes are
about people's
funny.
families, bringing up pictures of people's kids. Yo, it's crazy.
These dudes are crazy, man.
Yeah, crazy. So listen, I'm Guru. I'm about to get off and play this Battlefield, my brother. He sent me the invite.
Yo, man, yo, you gotta hold me down, man. You gotta get me
You
in there,
know it.
man.
Yeah,
Send me a
you
gift,
know it.
man.
Yeah, I will.
But look, man.
Thanks.
It was good having you as a guest tonight
Thank
on
you.
Live from
It
the
was great.
Streets. Thanks
Yep.
for stopping by, man. And this has been
Thank you.
the New Legal
Thank you for having
and
me.
my man Old School 1972. And hey, it's
You
a
know it.
pleasure to have you representing Di-RREC Gaming. And yo, man, if you got any last words for the community, man, before you go.
Rep your system. Don't be afraid to be a fanboy. There's nothing wrong with being a fanboy. Rep your console.
Man, salute. And we're out of here, y'all. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.